Camera. Good evening, everyone. Welcome.
Oh, sorry, Joe, my bad. The rest camera wasn't on.
Okay, no problem. All right. Now, today is the third lesson for the sustainability and climate change. So we want to talk a bit. Thanks anyway for coming yesterday for this meetup and exam paper. Give me some time. I got about 16 paper to mark. So next 2 weeks will be super busy for me also. A lot of things coming along. So I will do my best. There's two ways. One is after marking ready, I will pass it to you. That means you have to come to my place again. We're going to discuss through. Another one, I will scan through the answer and then WhatsApp back to you. Okay. Hello.
All right. If can do it during the holiday.
Not possible because next week I will be very super busy.
Well, then on
super...
a Saturday, Sunday also can. Saturday to be preferred.
Next week I might be. Let's see how lah. No problem.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. I think Gerald is not able to come in. Hello, Arena. I think Gerald is overseas maybe. Wow, baby sit. What happened? Parents go out, huh? Okay, as a news reporter persons about climate change, what is the first thing you would like to address on? Back to you, Tianyu.
As a newspaper reporter.
Yeah, what is the things that you want? What kind of pictures? Like for example, look here, Arena. Are you okay? Arena, can you show me a thumbs up? Arena, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Arena? Okay, just thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can okay, good. Right, let's go. As a reporter, for example, would you get this kind of feature like these two to talk about climate change and sustainability? As they mentioned before, right, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So do you think these two pictures will be good enough to entice and enthuse as well as to enforce people? Okay, out of these two pictures, let's vote now. This is picture A on your left-hand side of the screen, and this is picture B on the right-hand side of the screen. Which one do you think would you want to get this picture? As a newspaper reporter, you want to present to the world and tell them that, oh, look, hello, excuse me, climate change is very serious, and therefore you need to do something about it. Back to you.
For me, I would say, in a sense, B, but A is also can, because B is more for like easier to explain and people can understand it more. But then A is like, let's say like not everyone can really understand it. They'll get confused like, hey, what is it like that? What is it like that? Or something like that.
Very true, very true. Okay, how about you, Arena?
So it depends on who you want to do it for.
It's a target audience lah.
Yep, target audience.
Okay. How about you, Arena?
Because you say the newspaper is like to show that.
I can't hear you. Your voice volume is a bit soft. I'm so sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but there's a bit zazz like that kind of sound.
I don't know. I use my computer.
I think okay, come. I think a bit better. Yeah.
The newspaper is trying to say that the world is. Like,
you are a newspaper reporter, so now you're editor, or maybe you took a picture and you want to tell the world, hello guys, climate change very very bad. No, you must do something about it. So which picture will you choose? The one on the left or the one on the right?
On the right. Because it's like it's showing that the earth is like melting like that. The first one is more to what we can do to save the world.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. True. Okay, how about Han-Ling? Thank you, Arena.
The melting of one too. That honestly, in my opinion, is one of the best methods to like describe, like with an analogy especially.
So which one? A or B?
The melting of. I don't know if it's A or B.
You take the melting one.
Yeah, the melting of.
How about you, Tianyu? A or B?
I said depends on the target audience, but in a better sense, B is better.
B, oh, okay. Fair enough. So I agree with you, the target audience. If you are writing for New York Times, Business Time, okay? Okay, those are Times Magazine. Which one will you choose now? I changed my questions. A or B, Tianyu?
A.
A, oh, whoa, why?
I'm gonna say it's because it's New York. They are high. They are a lot more high class. So.
Hello, you biased either.
No. Like you
wait. I think
let me
I'm pretty
continue
sure there's
first.
this. Oh, okay.
What I meant is like because they are more like it's because New York is a very popular country and usually it's filled with people or at least people who know English or have seen this type of stuff before. So that's like where I can give them it. Like if you let's say if you let me change it now. Instead of New York, you give it to Africa. They might not even understand what's A, but they might understand B. It's like the chances of them understanding B is higher than A. So it depends on like where your audience is. So if it's New York, I say A is better because like
New York
first,
it's called New York Times, not New York.
New York Times.
不是 New York.
Same thing lah, around the same one lah.
No,
it's like
a bit different. Do you know Singapore got New York Times newspaper?
Okay, then I just changed my explanation. It's a New York Times, and then where's the New York Times gonna be at? It's gonna most likely be all around the world, but not in probably not in Africa or somewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
Unless you do it to like a very a website that no one has ever heard before or something, then yeah.
Bias.
Yeah, it's not bias. It's called
okay, fair enough. All right.
I actually don't know.
Understand where you come from, Tianyu. How about you, Arena? If this you are the reporter of the New York Times or Times magazines or Business Time, will you choose A rather than B?
Probably A.
Yeah, why?
It's more like info. There's more info lah. The second is like the then like it's not giving off like the professional newspaper thing.
You use the word professional. Wow. Okay. Good. Thank you. Fair. Any more? Your Wi-Fi not very good. A bit lagging. Arena. Okay. Back to you, Hanling. Will you choose
A? Which one's A? Which one's B again?
A is on your left, the one with the three circle.
Yeah, similar to Tianyu, depends on target audience. But I remember there's this comedian, right? He's very good at making jokes with his Venn diagrams and stuff. So yeah, I think I still like B more. It's easier for people to understand. But for like a more mature and like high level audience, I guess you could use B.
Yeah, agree. I miss Gerald. I don't know what happened to Gerald. It's not coming in, and there's no reply from JLC staff whether he's coming in or not. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Say I'm going to ask around. I totally agree, the three of you, Arena, Tianyu, and Han, you are very good. One of them, the A one with the environmental, sustainable, viable, the three circle actually is like more to professional people, more to the more matured audience, at the same time, more to people who are advocates to understand the details between the social and economic environments. I think the B, that one, why should everyone care about climate change? You need clean water, you need, all this is, to me, is more to the layman. If you're talking to lawyers, doctors, engineers, architects, professor, banker, business people, I think the A is more acceptable, not say acceptable, more applicable for them because it's
like a higher appeal because like they're not...
I like the word. Thank you, sir. Higher appeal, and not only higher appeal, also they catch the attention of this three circle because I believe in their business plan during their meeting, during their presentations. They like to use this kind of a subset of telling you so how do we gel the conjunctivities of the different types of different platforms so that they can give the more a vibrant answer, but not saying B is no good. B is to me, I feel is more to like maybe appealing to not just laymen, but people who get, I agree, tell you. Maybe
yeah, like what you your answer to this, right? It's kind of like what I said.
Yes.
It's like, because if you're gonna, like, most likely you're gonna use A for like those people like higher, like you say, business, lawyer, and
Yes,
there's
sir.
definitely no way they are like I won't say dumb, I'll just say an average person can just be a lawyer, right? That's why I say these are for like a bit higher class one, and for people to understand it more.
I was like you know, tell you. At first, I think Africa is still very developing or underdeveloped. So I don't think they understand, but I was wrong, no, totally wrong. In fact, now recently, Lee Hsien Loong's our prime minister went to certain parts of Africa. I can't remember which, is it Cameroon's or is it Congo or South Africa? And because of that, he came back from Africa. He got COVID twice. So like I mentioned before, I was kind of not saying look down, like it's like Africa still very, you know, the education level. I was wrong. In fact, if you watch CGTN, the Chinese news on the StarHub channel, or you go and check CG, they got this newscaster about African people, the blacks. When they read the news, they are very good indeed. Okay, seriously, they speak very well, they dress very well, they look very professional. But then again, we are not so target now is whether it's the group of Africa people or Indonesia, Malaysia, or Singapore, or even Thailand, or Myanmar, or Bangladesh, or India, or China, or Japan, or Brazil, or even Argentina, or even Spain, or Portugal, or England, or USA, or Canada, or Mexico. Actually, it's everyone plays a part. Whether is it A or is it B, I think what we want is to present to the world that, look, we need immediate actions. Okay, so now as a reporter, I want you to give yourself 1 minute to tell me which one do you think that you want to present. So let me start first. I will choose the easy one, the B. Why should everyone care about climate change? So this, my target audience, as you know, right, visual graphic text, my target audience will be a group of maybe a primary students, okay, primary school students. So as a reporter, I would want to advocate to say that you need to love Mother Earth. And I want to tell this primary student, maybe primary 4, 5, and 6, maybe they are having summer holiday camp now with boot camp. So I'd like to tell them, hey guys, do you know that Uncle Remus as a reporter from Straits Times or from New York Times or whatever times, I'm here to tell you that, okay, this picture depicts that if we are not going to take care of the world or the whole entire globe or Earth, then you can see the picture speaks 1,000 words. It's going to melt. Melting is not as in totally melt down, but we are depleting the resources. Like maybe we've got no clean water because it's polluted. As you can see, part of the India River. Oh my goodness, seriously, I don't think I dare to swim there. Okay, wait up. Okay, so clean air, yeah, because of all different types of pollutions. We are talking about air, noise, water, sounds, lights, all kinds of pollutions. And we need animals. Sadly to say, because of all these pollutions and unclean waters, and people who are starting destroying the Mother Earth, well, then most of the animals are going to extinct and disappear from the surface of the Earth. As you know that we are preparing not for this generation, we are preparing for a couple of generations down the road. And we have to make sure that we need to tell everybody. So I would go to the start from young, as you are the next generation of leaders, start from young and ask them to kind of, not say brainwash, to make them to know that, okay, if we're not going to cut down our plastic bag, we're not going to cut down our emissions, we're not going to cut down on certain items that we use, the Earth will be like this picture here, melting, okay? So that's my take. So of course, I have to write like an essay and present it to the school, or present it to whoever's maybe in the school magazines or in the school website, or even to a school newsletter. So back to you. Who wants to start first?
Wait, can you repeat the whole thing again so
I
can
for
just
example, just now we discussed about A and B, right? One is professional, one is for like unique clean water, that one is for more layman, not very mature audience or professional audience. So I choose the one with unique clean water. To my target audience are all the primary 4, 5, and 6 students about this. So my target audience is the primary school students, and explaining to this picture.
So am I meant to pick one?
Yes, then you have to talk about it. The best is you type it up and send it to Uncle Raymond now. Okay, Arina? And
Type it out now.
yeah, if you can. Of course, you want to say it out. Also can while you're typing out, say that, okay?
I think for say I can just roughly like.
Okay, never mind. We go back to this picture first later on. Let's do this. Han Ling, are you able to read to the class, please?
All right. Do you ever think about the ways you're sustainable in your everyday life? Maybe you cycle to school, maybe you reduce, reuse, and recycle, or perhaps you do all of these things. How does this connect to climate change? Sustainability is used to tackle the issue of climate change in a variety of ways. Keep reading this explanation to learn more about climate change and sustainability.
So, for example, if you are a reporter, okay, Arina, Ken Yu, and Han Ling, you can start off with your introduction like this to kind of entice people to say, hey, do you want to know more about how can we advocate, can we support, can we love our Mother Earth? So that's maybe your introduction as a newspaper reporter, okay? Next, move on. Climate change impacts. Okay, look at this picture. Though we often think about human-induced climate change as something that will happen in the future, it is an ongoing process. True, huh? You mean one day, Tian Yu, Arina, and Han Ling, you pass on to this Mother Earth. Okay, you kick the bucket already. Your son, your grandson, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-grandchildren will have to face all this. In fact, we are facing this due to our forefather who has started it. Maybe unknowingly, or maybe intentionally, or maybe unintentionally, whatever it is, now we are taking over the burdens. And therefore, we need to do something about it to make it less burden to the next generations. So ecosystem and communities in the United States and around the world are being impacted today, not just US. Look at the pictures here. We have glaciers falling out. We have hurricanes that big, oh my goodness. We have a sun so scorching hot at the temperature of 40 degrees in certain parts of the world. We have the bushfire, the wildfire burning down the trees. There were a lot of animals. You know, like was it 2 years ago during COVID, where Australia has a bushfire, a wildfire that killed most of the koala and the koala bear and the kangaroo, right, honey? Right, Tian Yu and Arina, right? Right, they kill a lot. Then we have this flooding, all these things, and then the droughts. Now, all these, we are not supposed to blame the Mother Earth. We are supposed to blame ourselves that we caused this. But yet we know this problem, and why are we still continuing to destroy Mother Earth? Okay, a collage of typical climates and weather-related events like floods, heat waves, droughts, hurricanes, wildfire, and loss of glaciers ice. Okay, this picture itself has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 effects will greatly change the climate. And not only that, you also carry on, Han Ling.
A collage of typical climate and weather-related events, floods, heat waves, drought, hurricanes, wildfires, and loss of glacier ice. Global temperatures rose by 1.98 for Sailing, 0.1 Celsius degrees from 1901 to 2000. But climate change refers more than an increase in temperature, more than an increase in temperature. It also includes sea.
Wow. From 1901 to 2020, more than 100 years.
Well, I'm pretty sure I saw like a different statistic that it's way higher than this.
Yeah, but I can tell you, even though it's this one, there are other statistics to prove that this increase of temperatures is very alarming and very astonishing and very appalling that, oh my goodness, we got to do something about it. If not, then sorry, your next few generation will curse and swear you. This ye Han Ling, this ye Tian Yu, this Nanette Arina make my life so difficult. Okay, come, correct now. Because we already feel the effect already. Okay, why so funny, Han Ling? It's true, it's so sad, leh. Oh,
No, I saw something else.
Oh, I see.
No, you don't understand. My brain read one sentence and read it wrong into something very, very wrong. So
okay, come. It also
includes sea level rise, changes in weather patterns and like drought and flood, and much more. Things that we depend upon and value: water, energy, transportation, wildlife, agriculture, ecosystems, and human health are experiencing the effects of a changing climate.
Okay, so not only agriculture, the ecosystem, and human health. I think they are affecting, those those 7 wonders, like the Great Wall of China, the pyramids in Egypt, the leading Pisa towers, all these. the famous attractions or even the Grand Canyons, they are feeling the heat, as in they are also slowly, and the Taj Mahal, right? Because of these acid rains, acidic stuff eroding these monuments or artifacts or these historical buildings. It will be very sad that if these things will be gone, Venice and Bangkok, they are increasing their sea level due to this climate change. So you ask me, Uncle Raymond, so what's the big deal? I'm not saying Venice or Bangkok. No, that's their problem. Cannot, In this way, it must be fair to everyone. Everyone must play a part. If you think like that, then sorry, you don't belong to this Mother Earth, in my opinions, okay? Just like the Joycelyn Chia like that. The way he talk, I always like to mention her now. Very sickening girl. Okay, let's go. Back to you, Tian Yu. Thank you, Haling.
Okay. A complex issue. The impacts. Sorry. The impacts of climate change on different sectors of society are interrelated. Droughts can harm food production and human health. Flooding can lead to diseases spread and damages to ecosystems and infrastructures. Human health issues can increase mortality, impact food availability, and limit worker productivity. Climate change impacts are seen throughout every aspect of the world we live in. However, climate change impacts are uneven across the country and the world, even within a single community. Climate change can differ. Climate change impacts can differ between neighborhoods or individuals. Long-standing socio-economic inequalities can make underserved groups who often have the highest exposure to hazards and the fewest resources and to respond more vulnerable.
So Tian Yu, no need rocket science, right? We know that the rich people will not stay at the unhealthy places, correct? Arena and the rich people will not stay in those slum area where there's the rivers are polluted, or there's this a lot of dumps throwing at the rubbish dump. Not staying there where there's a lot of dengue, mosquito, or rats or rodents. Definitely the rich will stay in a very atas, beautiful places where they have clean and green and smooth and nice scenery environments. It's only those poor people where they can't afford that kind of luxuries there. They have to stay in this kind of rundown places. And because of this, usually the low people, I'm not saying I'm looking down on them. Majorities, all these poor peoples are mostly uneducated, uninformed or illiterate. So they do not know what is the purpose of hygiene. They were just saying that my grandfather also lived through it. My father lived through it. Now it's my turn. We 3 generations also lived through this kind of situation. And we have been eating it there for donkeys of years. And my grandfather passed away at 90 plus. My father passed away at 80 plus. By the time you will be passed away by 70 plus, you realize the age getting lesser. Because the pollutions and the climate change, as well as the toxic waste that you breathe, all these things kind of affect the levels that you stay. So sadly to say that, of course, same thing I believe in Singapore. Of course, Orchard is one of the cleanest, correct, Arena? You don't find Orchard with all the rubbish. In fact, now Orchard, I heard the whole entire Orchard, you are not allowed to smoke. Even outside the walk path or where, you are not allowed to smoke at all. That means it's a smoke-free shopping belt in Orchard Road, where they allow the clean and green. So I do have students stay in nearby the Orchard Road area, so that they can tell how much they spend, that kind of quality life there. And if they are spending so much, Arena, of course they expect the place to be clean and green and safe and sound, correct? Right? You expect them to have the best securities and all these things, because these are the rich atas people staying there. So, okay, then what about the poor people who stay in the slum areas or even poor rundown buildings? Are you not going to take care of it? I'm very sad, to be honest. Okay, sorry, you can curse and swear me, I may be wrong. Usually, the government spend quite a little effort. The government may want to do here in Singapore, but it's not that we don't want. We need to take a while. At least Singapore government do something about these poor areas in Singapore, but not in other countries. Not to mention which countries, but you all know which countries. Okay, if you know that, if you visit to other countries before, you can see, thank God, Singapore is still safe and green, right? Harling, correct? All right. I think you went to Cambodia, right, Harling? Okay. As you know, Cambodia has been war for many years, and now suddenly they started to develop. You can see a lot of rundown places. I think in your memory, you still got this maybe a bad memory that you see that. Oh my God, seriously, they eat like that one. Even they go to toilet, their toilet like this one. Oh my God, no flushing one. Oh my God. So
honestly, it was a real eye opener. Yeah, you're not wrong.
yeah. So then you, Harling, then that time you're still quite young, primary 4, primary 5.
I was like, yeah, P4, P3, can't remember.
Yeah, but it's very encrypted to your memory, right? You know, you realize. Yeah. So I think the first thing you came back to Singapore and say, oh, thank God, I have a nice bed, a nice house, a nice toilets. All right, seriously, and I got fan, got aircon. You know, the poor children there, I tell you, Harling, if you bring one of the Cambodian kids to your house, I don't think that he or she know how to operate any gadget in your home.
They may know how to use a few, like just okay. They're not like the smartest people, but they probably aren't like the dumbest either. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but you see, because of their government, their countries, their environments. So you see, I hope all of you one day you are adults. Please spread the love and the care and the educations to the world. Don't be selfish. Don't think that the other race must be substandard of you or lower than you. No, not inferior complex there and you're superior complex. No, don't do that. Because you see, Harling and Tian Yu and Arena, our ancestor was being dominated by the British for many years. Okay, I would say the only thing, I don't know, Arena, Tian Yu and Harling, you agree with me now. The only thing I thank God for British to colonize us is because they give us the education through that. That is English. And the kind of...
Yeah, that's true. Okay, a lot of people say that if the British didn't come here, we probably wouldn't like have developed in the first place. And if the Japanese didn't come here, we wouldn't have become independent.
Correct. Bravo, man, bro. Thumbs up for you. Yeah, because sometimes we need to go through our lives a certain cycle down, like a very shit life. Then you wake up, correct? Of course, Harling, Tian Yu, Arena, not everyone will go down to the lowest point. They will come out, surface out to be a successful person. By the time they meet to the lower points, they either commit suicide, they give up already. They say FML, no, they will just ignore their, okay, that's me. I think that's my life already for the rest of my life. So I just suck it up. But some, no, that is not that's not the way I want to. So same thing like Mother Earth. So we might be at the rock bottom situation at this point of time, but we want to change it and make it even better. So it's not an individual effort alone. It's also... So as you can go to Cambodia, Harling, you see that all these people. I think next time when you bring your children to Cambodia, that is a story behind to say it. And maybe by the time of Harling, when you're adult, your father and me are like old men already, and then your children maybe 10 plus, you bring them. You say, hey, Daddy, then your son and daughter will ask you, Daddy, is this how Kong Kong brought you here? You say, yeah, last time was quite bad, but now it's a bit different. They have kind of developed some infrastructures and internet. So now your children will got more uphill tasks to do. It's like, holy shit, then what should I do to them? You get me now? So they have different challenges to meet out with you. So imagine everyone got internet, everyone got a handphone and this. It's a good thing of Harling and Tian Yu and Arena. But the thing is that they are burning more fossil fuels, right? Because they need charger. Nothing wrong, huh? But then you see, oh my goodness, it's a chicken and egg. So should I give or should I not give? I don't know, Harling and Tian Yu, Arena. This one will fall back to your problem already. But then uncle is too old to answer this question already. True now. By the time I'm already 60 plus 70. Hey, hello, brother. It's my halfway to retirement already. I still want to think of this problem. Not right. That's why now I'm training you guys to think like a leader and solve the problem like a leader. All right, back to you, Arena. Can you continue, please?
Starting from the projections, right?
Yes.
Okay. The projections of a climate change impacted future are not inevitable. Many of the problems and solutions are known to us now, and ongoing research continues to prove new ones. Experts believe there is still time to avoid the most negative of outcomes by limiting warming and reducing emissions to zero as quickly as possible. Reducing our emissions of greenhouse gases will require investment in technology and infrastructure, which will spur job growth. Additionally, lowering emissions will lessen harmful impacts to human health, saving countless lives and billions of dollars in health-related expenses.
How, Arena, the way you read this, I'm very scared. No, if really this happens, and getting more out of hands, then people are suffering under these toxic greenhouse effects, and people are now living with cancerous or even have a health issue. And if we do not address the issue properly, then seriously, we are going to have a big problem in the future. Yeah, the investments for technologies and infrastructures I'm telling you, the world now is competing not through fighting in the physical war. I think Han Ling and Tenny will agree with me. It's not like fighting in World War I and II. The war that we are facing now is a war between who has the best technology, who has the best infrastructure, who has the best health system, who has the best best airline, best seaport, all these things. Competing in terms of economic warfare than more on the physical bloodshed, killing people warfare. But you know, new technology and infrastructures no doubt will help to improve the quality of life. But at the same time, the other side of the coin is that they might also decrease the chances of people surviving, you know, because of the word called radiation. Agree now, Arena? Right. You know, I just sent some video to Tianyu and Han Ling. Do you watch now, guys?
No, I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
This 24 years old ladies has been playing the handphones and working overtime very late. So every time when she worked very late and went home about 10 o'clock, after makan, eat ready, she will start to use her handphones until 12 to 2 a.m. Apparently, after a long period of time, her left arm and the right arm cannot do coordinations. And this kind of gives her that kind of 中风 stroke. And later when they do a CT scan on her head, I just watched the video only where I sent to you. When this ladies got the CT scan Arena, they found a kind of tumor in the brain. And this tumor was caused by this too much of radiation, maybe, of the handphone. And supposed to sleep, by the time 2, 3 a.m. you sleep, then wake up at 8 a.m. You only got a few hours to sleep. Your brain and your body cannot take it, then good luck to you. I do that at times like 1, 2 a.m. and sleep, and wake up at 7, 8. But in the afternoon, I will take a quick nap. Like just now, before I start my lesson, I took about 20 minutes of nap. So, but it's definitely not enough. Okay, I think I have to start cutting down to watching TikTok already. So, Arena, thank you for this rate. And you see, you can tell, if we are not going to reduce the less emissions of the harmful effect, you're going to kill a lot of, not thousands, not 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000. It's not even million. You can billions, okay, and also billions of dollars. Okay, look at this beautiful place here. Despite the pandemic shutdown, carbon dioxide and methane surged in 2020. Methane, right? Surged in 2020. So how? Even though that we are not flying aeroplanes, we are not taking the causeway to Malaysia or JB, or even travel far away, or even travel in Singapore, different parts of routes. But we still have a lot of this carbon dioxide. Why? Because there are people still at home cooking, using out the fossil fuel, okay, the gas, and you cook at home, and then you need to eat, you need to turn on the electricity at home. Because of the weather too hot, you might stay in the room and turn on your aircons. Arena? This, wait, okay, go. Yes, Arena, your turn.
I say the levels one.
Yes, correct.
Levels of the two most important and anthropogenic greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide and methane, continued their unrelenting rise in 2020, despite the economic slowdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic response.
So you see, because of that, it caused a big issue for the rest of the world. And because of this, people might think that, oh, it doesn't mean that pandemic will not cause it. In fact, pandemic might also rise. Seriously, rise in what sense? Rise in terms of, even though I don't travel, I also can cause pollution. Oh my God, yeah, as long as you're at home, you're using your internet, your whatever gadgets at home, you're still contributing to the certain part of climate change. Okay, let's do last one, Rina. What's so funny? The earth is dying, no, you're still laughing. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Allah, come on. Allah bless you. Come. Rina. Come. Ready? We see. Arina, your turn.
We see climate change affecting our planet from pole to pole. NOAA monitors global climate data, and here are some of the changes NOAA has recorded. You can explore more at the Global Climate Dashboard.
Okay, so climate dashboard is like to tell you how different parts of the earth, different countries have the different levels of climate change. Carry on, global temperatures. Yes, Arina.
Okay, global temperatures rose about 1.8 Fahrenheit, 1 degree from 1901 to 2020. Sea level rise has accelerated from 1.7 mm per year throughout most of the 20th century to 3.2 mm per year since 1993. Glaciers are shrinking. Average thickness of 30 well-studied glaciers has decreased more than 60 feet since 1980.
I think this one, honestly, there's a good and bad. Even though it's flooding, but this one can generate in terms of good, clean water. But if the glaciers are keep melting,
actually, it's not that clean though.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because like the glaciers, like got the animals go on the glacier, you know.
Yes,
Honestly, it's not that clean.
But the glacier is, at least they are still frozen, right? So it kind of bacteria is not so bad. Whereas you compare the water in India, oh my goodness, seriously, I'm not going to do that. Right, right. That one is confirmed polluted. Whereas the glaciers, even they are melting, but at least they are in the minus 40 degrees or so. At least there are not so much bacteria. Yeah, we may say not 100% clean, I agree with you. But it's still much better than those water in India or in certain parts of the rivers where they really polluted. In my opinion, that's in my opinion. Okay. Last three, please, Arina, that's it for you. Last three.
The area covered by sea ice in the Arctic at the end of summer has shrunk by about 40% since 1979. The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has risen by 25% since 1958 and by about 40% since the Industrial Revolution. Snow is melting earlier compared to long-term averages.
Good and bad. So like this one is considered like certain part the carbon dioxide is getting more. Once you have more carbon dioxide, it will affect your daily lifestyle for sure. Because you might not like, okay, you know, the next couple of months, I heard the Indonesia may start the haze. And once it start the haze, oh goodness. Very bad, very, very sad to see that. Very seriously, very sad. Because why I hesitate to answer, because I ever seen the Industrial Revolution would start like that. It's going to be more to come. And when there's more to come, we are breathing not a clean air. So how can we have a pure, clean and beautiful air to breathe? I'll leave it to you. Okay, back to you. Can you? Water. Can you? Stop playing your handphone. Let's start changes to water resources.
Okay, wait. Changes to water resources can have a big impact on our world and our lives. Flooding is an increasing issue as our climate is changing. Compared to the beginning of the 20th century, there are both stronger and more frequent abdominally heavy precipitation events across most of the United States.
You realize recently United States got a lot of flooding, got a lot of hurricane and typhoons and tornadoes.
I didn't care about that. The only thing I know was some crickets invading a place, like Maroon crickets or something. They just went on land. Wait, I gotta find the news. I sent it to you, but it's true.
What is that? Sorry, what did you say just now? I don't get it.
No, I say like there's apparently like some crickets. I think you ask Hichao, he might know. There are like some crickets, like after like crickets, it's like invading humans, like land or house, whatever we call it.
Oh, the crickets that means the the locusts The locust is all the big grasshopper attacking.
Yeah, but there's like a type of locust. So I go find it later for you.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So you see, carry on. So you see, this flooding is not just a US problem. In fact, China and other parts of the world, Singapore can also be flooding. If we do not have a proper system to take care of it. Carry on.
Conversely, drought is also becoming more common, but particularly in the Western United States. Humans are using more water, especially for agriculture. Much like we sweat more than when it's hot out. When it is hot out, what the hell? What? That English sounds so broken.
Yeah.
Higher temperatures can cause plants to lose or transpire. More water meaning farmers must give them more water. Both highlight the need of more water in places where supplies are dwindling.
So you see, if we are now humans also need a lot of water to keep ourselves hydrated, not dehydrated. We also keep ourselves to be much better because water improve our system, our circulatory system, digestive system, nerve system, whatever system we have as a human beings. But now we are competing this water with plants, with other types of agricultures. That means that we will not be sufficient water. So because simple, humans are getting overpopulation. They need more humans to have more agriculture to supply their demands and needs for food. So as a result, we have no choice, but then we have to find ways to need more water. So it doesn't mean floodings or all these things are bad. Sometimes, yes, it's bad. But sometimes flooding might create another way of resources, water. Because I don't know, maybe the flooding after subsided, the water can go to certain place and hold it. Okay, but in Africa, definitely there's no water. Okay, very bad. Okay, thank you. Carry on, snowpack.
Snowpack is an important source of fresh water for many people. As the snow melts, fresh water becomes available for use, especially in regions like the Western United States where there is not much precipitation in warmer months. But as temperature warms, there is less snow overall and snow begins to melt earlier in the year, meaning snowpack may not be a reliable source of water for the entire warm and dry seasons.
So doesn't mean with the snow after melting the water or the glacier, you're right, Arena, doesn't mean it will be clean, all these things. It might be, unfortunately, this water already has been exceeded and polluted, but because of the water cycle going around, the evaporation, condensations, all these evaporation, water vapor condensations, all the water cycles, it might come back to square one, even though it is on hold in the very cold places. But after the coldness gone, unless you boil the water, but sometimes the bacteria is so strong, even it can stand in freezing, and as well it can stand in the temperatures of 100 degrees. I don't know. But most of the time, not many bacteria can survive through more than the boiling effect of 100 degrees Celsius. So by looking at these pictures here, you see they are actually very alert and alarmed to see this thing happening in the coastal there. Okay, so just go. Colorado student increase the community resilience of wildfire, so worry about the wildfire. So, Haling.
Colorado students. Oh, sorry, my bad. All food supply depend. Wait, is it the Colorado students part? The Redlands Mesa outside the Hodge case, Colorado, is particularly at risk to wildfires, but with funding from NOAA's Environmental Literacy Program, local high school students are taking action to tackle their community's vulnerability to this hazard.
So fast, I can't catch you there, bro. Very fast. Okay. What it
That
means,
wasn't that fast.
very fast in the way you read. Okay. So what it means here that they are taking action. If you're not going to do it, not only the wildfires will burn down the forest, they also burn down their buildings, their infrastructure, or even human lives. So the NOAA, that's pronounced as NOAA here, they actually look into ways to see how can this be prevented. Of course, the first thing start off is the climate change. Of course, if the weather is too hot, so sorry, it was really creates a bushfire or wildfires. Next, food please. Thank you, Haning.
Our food supply depends.
Why you mute, my dear?
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
Our food supply depends on climate and weather conditions. Although farmers and researchers may be able to adapt some agricultural techniques and technologies or develop new ones, some changes will be difficult to manage. Increased temperatures. Oh my God, I'm bad. Increased temperatures, drought and weather stress, diseases, and weather extremes create challenges for the farmers and the ranchers who put food on our tables.
You see, these farmer and ranchers, or even I would say farmers mostly, they actually sacrifice most of their life. I don't think they earn a lot from the way they farm their products and sell their products and harvest their products. In fact, they might not, they are enough to make a living for their families. Maybe can make a bit of fortune here and there, but they have to prepare for those seasons where they have droughts or famines or even a natural disaster that kill off their crops and harvest. So again, food is like, we all study science, right? Like this afternoon, I'm teaching one of my students in science. So what for which part of the seed that start to grow? Arena? Which part of the seed that start to grow first? Science. Don't ask, don't play cheat.
Is it the shoot?
The shoot now? Okay, thank you. How about you? Which part of the seed that start to grow first, starts to appear first?
The stem or some shit.
Brother, confirm. Confirm. Which one?
Yeah, I confirm it. The stem.
Stem,
it's like
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tianyu says stem. Arena says shoot. How about you, honey? Which part of the seed start to come up first and appear?
Which part of the what?
The seed.
Which part of the what, sorry?
Which part of the seed that come up first?
It's the root, right?
All right, man, bro. Yes. It's the root. And why must the root come up first?
To stabilize the plant as it grows out. There's going to be like weight at the top.
That's true. But what is the main purpose of the root besides stabilizing the plant?
It's to like give a foundation. I think that's absorb nutrients, right?
Yes.
And I don't take bio, I do not take bio. I'm a physics student.
Don't give me a crap. This is primary school science, okay? Damn it.
What do you mean? I don't know. I never paid attention in primary school.
School science, a primary 4 science, the seed, the first thing that come out is the roots. You are absolutely right, Hanling. But you're not, my student also say you must stabilize the seed, support and make it strong. The roots is actually absorbing the water and the mineral salt so that the seed can grow into a shoot or even a stem, my dear. Okay, so it's the roots. So water is very important, correct now? Because like you see, do you realize that humans, you don't have food for 1 week, but you cannot have no water for 3 days, correct now? So just remember that, use that very simple example. The seed, the first thing that comes out is the roots, not only stabilize your right handing, but the main thing is to start to taking a lot of water, as much water as possible. But if they're not taking water and mineral salt, that means they got no nutrients to the plants. Then bye-bye. So now you understand, you realize the paddy field, they've got so much of water, true now, Arena, right? The whole paddy field is full of water, right? You realize that? So they need to absorb. So we are fighting water with the paddy fields. Oh my goodness. Okay, come, honey, human?
Human health. Climate change is already impacting human health. Changes in weather and climate patterns can put...
Hello, here.
Oh my gosh, I'm Human farm workers can suffer from heat-related health issues like exhaustion, heat stroke, and heart attacks. Rising temperatures and heat stress can also harm livestock. Wait,
So
livestock is got animal, right?
Yeah, livestock is animal. But you see, you see the farmer has to go to the paddy field and bend down their backbones, their bodies, and pluck through the crops and harvest through now. Unless you tell me, no, Uncle Raymond, they can use machines. Yeah, but not every countries like US is so rich. They can use machines. Most of the time, they will use human labor. And this human labor will go down to the paddy field, to the farm there.
Slaves.
No lah, not slave lah, bro. Wow,
Black people. Okay, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, bro, sensitive, please don't. Yes, it's true. Like cotton, all these used to do that in the past about 50 to 100 years ago, or even close to 200 years to or so. But this one is you pay the worker to do the job, but then of course you will have all these heat stroke, heart attacks, or dehydrations, skin disease or skin cancer. Just to pluck all these crops and harvest for the entire human race to eat as food. Ayo, so please be kind to this farmer, okay? Back to you, Can you?
All right. Okay, climate change is already impacting human health. Changes in weather and climate change pattern can put lives at risk. Heat is one of the most deadly weather phenomena. As ocean temperature rise, hurricanes are getting stronger and wetter, which can cause direct and indirect deaths. Dry conditions lead to more wildfire, which bring many health risks. Higher indices of flooding can lead to the spread of waterborne diseases. What's that, Chel?
You finish first?
Okay, waterborne diseases, injuries, and chemical hazard. HR, that's a very nice answer.
What did he say?
A disease that comes from water.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a very, very nice answer, bro. It totally tells me what it is, right? Okay.
Oh, it's true. I was about to say something like that, but I didn't expect this answer. Okay, Karen.
A more detailed one is what I was kind of expecting for, but okay. As geographic ranges of mosquitoes and ticks expand, they can carry diseases to new locations.
So like these leeches, mosquito, they cause dengue fever. Now, how mosquito attack human because of waterborne? That means if you have stagnant water, you just need a 20-cent coin water. The mosquito can lay on the eggs on this water, but usually must be clean. Like after the rain, some of the water did not throw away, and they leave it open. So this is a good breeding ground for the mosquito or even for the ticks, for them to grow their offspring. And then with these babies, so-called the pupa, they turn into slowly a mosquito, and that's where they spread the disease. So the waterborne disease are talking about these insects, like as mosquitoes, all these, as is a place for them to break through and create this part of the way of creating disease. Just like what he's saying, Hanning saying, disease that come from the main source or from water. Okay. So once these water are not well taken care of, especially those stagnant water living like, in the plant, sometimes you have this thing. Good luck to you, man. Then this mosquito will start to grow and then start to fly around and attack and kill. And now do you know, Arena Hanling, do you know now the Singapore scientists, they are getting the male mosquito.
To breed, like.
I can't remember what is the name of the males. The male mosquito.
It's called Project Wolbachia. It's called Project Wolbachia.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, is it something like the male go mate with the female, like the dengue female or something like that?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure they can't reproduce or something.
Yes,
yeah, that's how it goes.
This is like self-extinction, really self-extinction.
Wait, I don't understand. Why can't they reproduce? There was a reason, but I forgot.
Because it was because they injected things into the male. Like the males are like special breed of them.
No,
like
the
they change the genetics of the males.
Yeah, but the male don't suck blood. It's only the female that suck blood. So the male will kind of like mate with the female, something like that. Then
I was gonna make a comment, but I think it's better I do not say it, especially if it's recording.
Oh, okay. So what happened is this male will kind of self-destruct the female. It's just like, when you have these cockroaches in your house, then you buy those kind of chemical stuff or things, and put it at one corner, or like for the ants, they will eat the products, then they will carry to the nest, and then they pass it to the queen, and the queen, after eating it, then it will self-destruct. It's just like
Wait,
this.
Cher, is it like when you say self-destruct, is it like it just can't reproduce only, or like it like the moment, like let's say they do their deed and
No,
then
they don't blow up. They don't blow up.
no, hey Chan, I'm not talking about, is it like it's like when they do the thing, were they like it's like the, okay, never mind.
I'm so innocent.
Not that way, but as in like
sorry, when you say the do the thing, I'm very innocent. What is the do the thing?
Cher, never mind. I'm gonna explain. Wait, is it like they don't reproduce, but they still get to live their normal life, right? Or do they die straight away? Like not really straight away, but like around that time, around something like that. It's like, do they, well, the woman, the female mosquitoes still like get to live normally or what? Or no?
Whether the animals have sexual intercourse or copulations, okay, whatever it is, the scientists, or maybe even their salivas or pass it to the female or something like that, or even they inject something to the female's hormones. This is like self-destructions. So I don't know. I think the scientists have spent a lot of time and effort to doing this male mosquitoes spreading this so-called their genes, genetic stuff to destroy the females. But there's this good and bad things. If these mosquitoes are totally wiped out, it's a good thing that the dengue, the dengue fever has been every year increasing like nobody visits Singapore. So it's like due to climate change, because by right now, usually for a mosquito to grow as an adult mosquito, it might take less than 8 days or so. So now it's like maybe 5 days. So it might be a bad news for us. Okay, let's move on. Can you?
Yes.
The most?
Oh, that thing. Okay. The most vulnerable groups, including children, the elderly, people with pre-existing health condition, outdoor workers, people of color, and people with low income are at even higher risk because of the compounding factor from climate change. But public health groups can work with local communities to help people understand and build resilience to climate change health impact.
Yeah, last month we talked about resilience and responsibility. So you need to have resilience and responsibility to prevent a very drastic climate change and also to increase the sustainability for future generations. So this is a paragraph that we have to take note that it's just like COVID-19, whether you like it or not, so this is going to be the in thing. This is going to be somehow rather it will affect every one of us if you do not take precautions, do not take measures, do not take step by step to follow the rules and regulations and the health guidelines, then we are going to have a big effect, a poor effect on our health because of this climate change. Okay, next we move on to this picture here. I think last week we talked about this picture, right? About oldest workers, I think it's so, communities, how all these people here. Arena, you look at these pictures, if you are doing geography, it's going to be very useful for you because it tells you that pollution is not just at this area here. The pollution, the air will travel to different parts of this community here. So when there's pollution at maybe about 10 kilometers away from these people are playing here, it can affect also. It can also affect when the disaster, the floodings. You see, because of the cloud, that means it's supposed to rain, but because of this cloud, this raining might be acidic rain. It may not be a good thing. And then they're cutting down the trees, and then because of the soil erosions, the soil is not strong enough, the tree will drop on the telephone lines or the cable, and it will cause destruction to the infrastructure. And of course, if the tree were to drop because of the soil or the natural disaster, the hurricane, you also stop the traffic flow. So this picture tells you that a lot of things can be affected, especially the old people. Old people are the one during the COVID-19 pandemic. Majorities of the people died is usually the elderly because they do not have a very strong health. And at the same time, the vaccination was not discovered. So there's a lot of things that cause the old people to suffer and die ultimately. Very sad news. Arena? Are you ready, Arena?
Oh, sorry. Examples of populations at higher risk of exposure to adverse climate-related health threats are shown along with adaptation measures that can help address disproportionate impacts. When considering the full range of threats from climate change as well as other environmental exposures, these groups are among the most exposed, most sensitive, and have the least individual and community resources to prepare for and respond to health threats. White text indicates the risk faced by those communities, while dark text indicates actions that can be taken to reduce those risks.
Oh, so you see, so this white text tells you something, and the black text, you see. So you see, low-income family at risk physical and mental issues during flooding and in crowded place. And the comprehensive disaster management can improve resilience for people with limited resources. So what it means here is that the white text indicates risk, while the dark text indicates that action can be taken to reduce this risk. So when you have this white text, the black ones counter attack. So when these children have higher risk of heat stroke because due to the air pollutions, due to climate change, but adult can lessen the risk by getting them to drink a lot of water and don't play under the hot scorching suns. That's one way. Okay, and then this one, older elders can be involved in all these kind of hazardous health. So checking them on regularly means that you can bring the elderly folks, the old folks, for regular checkup, for regular give them more vitamins to boost out their immune system. So some of these of color livings of people who are living in different conditions, like we are talking about different race or even their identities of their race or religions. But I say adaptation plans consider these communities and improve access of healthcare. So climate change is not just targeted to certain group of colors, but of course we do make sure that every race are able to ensure that they live a healthy life, to ensure that no pollution. Like look at the food here. You see, wow, hungry already. So climate and French fry. What got to do with French fry? So French fries come from potatoes, right? And potatoes are part of their so-called staple, the most important food in most of the Western. In fact, it's also important to Arena. Potatoes also very important to Malays food, right? Correct. Curry, potato. Then this.
I thought curry is Indian.
No, Malay.
No.
And then also got this capadil, right? Capadil, right? The mashed potato for the mee rebus. What is it? Capadil? A capadil, right? It's made of very smashed potatoes, right? Thank you. Carry on, Arina.
Which one? Oh, fries depend on potatoes, and like all crops, potatoes have a preferred climate. How long will America's favorite side dish have a safe spot on our menu?
Yeah, so you see, so them of French fry is their life. Right? If one day these environments are destroying the potatoes, oh my goodness, I think they will be crying for help and say, oh, how can I replace, what, you're going to replace yam? Or what, replace what other food? Ayo, I don't know. Okay, let's move on. And let me see, what do I have here? Okay. Carry on.
Climate change will continue to have a significant impact on ecosystems and organisms, though they are not impacted equally. The Arctic is one of the ecosystems most vulnerable to the effects of climate change, as it is warming at least twice the rate of the global average, and melting land ice sheets and glaciers contribute dramatically to sea level rise around the globe. Some living things are able to respond to climate change. Some plants are blooming earlier, and some species may expand their geographic range. But these changes are happening too fast for many other plants and animals, as increasing temperatures and changing precipitation patterns stress over ecosystems.
That's like those chicken, ayam, the chicken that grow in the farm. You know, they're inside the farm, they grow those they so-called farm the chicken. You know, they on the lights 24 hours. So the poor chick might think that it's always daytime. Unless they are so tired, they close their eyes and sleep. But the moment they open their eyes, they say, oh, it's still daytime. So they make their body to grow very fast. Or even they might inject some medicines or vitamins or some, I don't know what, some pills inside their body to make their meat toughen up to grow. You see, honestly, Arena, Han can tell you. I can't imagine how they can supply millions and millions of chickens. Sometimes I wonder how KFC can supply every day so many chicken. And now we have Popeye, also chicken. Four Fingers, also chicken. McDonald's, also chicken. Burger King, also chicken. KFC, of course, chicken. Then there's so many fast food, also got a lot of chicken. How can this supply? Even our food court also got chicken rice. How can this supply so many tons of millions of chicken every day? Every day, we're talking about every day. Then how can we eat so many eggs every day at Ya-Kun's, the half-boiled eggs? I just can't think of it any way of how this can be. And the only thing I can think of is they speed up the process like what they have mentioned here. Okay, that's how it makes the plant to grow faster and all these things. It's a sad thing, but it's in reality no choice because they need to meet the demand of the food. Okay, so let's go. Han Ling. Yeah, French fry from France.
No, wait, French fries are not from France. Let me just clarify that they're from Belgium. Some invasive or nuisance species like lionfish and ticks may thrive in even more places because of climate change. Changes are also occurring in the ocean. The ocean absorbs about 30% of carbon dioxide that is released into the atmosphere from the burning of fossil fuels. As a result, the water is becoming more acidic, affecting marine life. Sea levels are rising due to thermal expansion, in addition to melting ice sheets and glaciers, putting coastal areas at greater risk of erosion and storm surge.
Carry on.
Oh, my bad. The compounding effects of climate change are leading to many changes in ecosystems. Coral reefs are vulnerable to many effects of climate change. Warming waters can lead to coral bleaching, stronger hurricanes can destroy reefs, sea levels can cause corals to be smothered by sediment. Coral reef ecosystems are home to thousands of species which rely on healthy coral reefs to survive.
So you see, they are destroying the sea habitat, Arena. So you see what happened. Are we going to do something about it if not all these sea creatures gone? And this is part of the ecosystem, just like the shark, the jellyfish, the turtle, the tortoise, the clownfish, whatever fish you can find in the oceans. These are part and parcel of the ecosystem that makes this ocean beautiful. But once this coral reef gone, all these things, then how will the ocean be like last time, so fanciful and so good for human nature? I don't know. Maybe without all these sea creatures under the ocean bed, the story might be different. It might not be possible to be a good environment to live in anyway. So this is like a reporter, you're giving a speech, like telling how it's just like a presentation in front of the audience to all the people, right? You see, look back, Chicago teens become the advocates for building the city's climate resilience. So are you able to do it in one day? You're going for A-level, Han Ling, Tian Yu, and Arena. You're promoted to study in A-level and polytechnic, or even when you go for university, your professor, your lecturer say, hey, would you mind give a speech since you're so good? And then, are you prepared to give this kind of speech? So Uncle Raymond is giving this platform for you later on to showcase if you can. Think about it. So has future, back to you, Tian Yu.
As future leaders who will make decisions about the issue they face in their community, the Museum of Science and Industry position high school age teens to act as advocates for building the city's resilience to the impact and consequences of the global climate change.
So you see, they already started all these things in their countries. So same thing, Singapore is also starting this in the Ministry of Education to allow you guys to have a platform and have a space, have a way to showcase your talents of how to give your genuine and sincere idea and creative ideas to make this Singapore first, such a nice place that people want to come here, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide free, less smoking free area. So you can see, other countries are following suit and copying Singapore ideas, like having a smoking areas, restricted people from smoking in the public areas, like in the food court, in the shopping mall, in the bus, inside the bus, inside the train, or maybe in the cinema or certain parts of the infrastructure, things like that. Okay, let's go. Can you?
Infrastructure. Physical infrastructure includes bridges, roads, ports, electrical grids, broadband internet, and other parts of our transportation and communication system. It is often designed to be used for years or decades. And many communities have infrastructure that was designed without future climate in mind, but even newer infrastructure can be vulnerable to climate change.
Yeah, it's true, because every time we change things, we start to, after 10, 20 years, the roads is cracked, the roads needs to repair, you need to put the tar, the black colored things are very smelly, I hate the smell, to make sure the roads are even, so that, because Singapore, the roads are, all the cables are hiding underground. So we need to constantly maintain the surface of the roads. In case if there's any crack or anything, imagine the things go through and below there's pipe where it's gas pipe, electrical pipe. And when it bursts, and I tell you the consequences is horrible. Okay, carry on. Yes, can you?
Yeah, just yawning. All right.
No problem.
Okay. Extreme weather events that bring heavy rains, flood, wind, snow, or temperature changes can stress existing structures and facilities. Increased temperatures require more indoor cooling, which can put stress on an energy grid. Sudden heavy rainfall can lead to flooding that shuts down highway and major business areas.
This one very common. If you guys, Arena, Tianyu and Hanling, if suddenly you're very hungry, Arena, you're very hungry, then suddenly you decided to eat a lot, like going buffet, you eat, well, 1 bowl of rice not enough, 2 bowls of rice not enough, 3 bowls, then eat until you're so full, until you say, okay, I'm full already. Then on the way you go out from the restaurant or the whatever, then it's decided to say, oh my goodness, my stomach is giving me some problem. You overeaten. So that is where you see, so if the earth cannot take the amount of stress, the earth will start to call for help, like first aid, like that will cause for help, ask for first aid. And this is where the symptoms of natural disaster will show, right? So this is very serious. So just like you cannot take too much of food, then suddenly you vomited out everything, you diarrhea, you fell sick, you giddiness, this is a symptom that maybe this type of foods that you ate will be allergy to you, or maybe the food that you ate already expire, that your body system cannot take, or a lot of reasons, right? So are you allergy to the food? So something, maybe the earth is the same thing like humans, you see. Carry on. Daniel.
Nearly 40% of the United States population lives in coastal countries, meaning millions of people will be impacted by sea level rise. Coastal infrastructure such as roads, bridges, water supplies, and much more is at risk. Sea level rise can also lead to coastal erosion and high tide flooding. Some communities are projected to possibly end up at or below sea level by 2100. And will face decision around managed retreat and climate change. Climate adaptation.
By the time 2100 or 2100, 2100, I think you and I will be sayonara from this world already. It's your son and your grandson is going to face this challenge. It's not very far away. It's just about 18 plus years to go. Okay, 80. Okay, maybe I would say 90 plus years to go. Now it's 2023. So yeah, it's about 80 plus years to go. So by then 80 plus, you might be 90 plus. If you are still alive, I pray for your good health. But confirm 80 years from now, uncle is already 100 over years. I may not be in this world already. I don't know what is happening to 2100. Seriously, the earth might be getting from bad to worse, or hopefully it can improve in some way. Maybe with new technology, it can improve the health conditions of the Mother Earth. Carry on, Manny?
Many communities are not yet prepared to face climate-related threats. Even within a community, some groups are more vulnerable to these threats than others. Going forward, it is important for communities to invest in resilient infrastructure that will be able to withstand future climate risks. Researchers are studying current and
I think some of the vulnerable groups are like even in countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, some part of Africa's continents, some of the African continents, some of the countries, maybe in South Africa or even in Egypt, all these, they will really have, a lot of people will be vulnerable to all these threats. So it's really more than about a few billions of population will be affected due to this climate change. And researchers are studying the current and carry on.
Future impacts of climate change on communities can offer recommendation on best practices. Resilience education is vitally important for city planners, emergency managers, educator, communicator, and all other community members to prepare for climate change.
Are you ready to prepare for climate change now? Are you confirmed that you have the resources now? Seriously, Tianyu and Han Ling and Arena and Gerald, if you are watching the video, are you really prepared for your next generation and yourself? Because by then, Arena, you might be an old lady, 60 plus, 70. So. And because of this climate change, it might affect your health too, Arena. Right? It's just, I'm so sorry to say. In fact, now the temperature itself already affected my mom. My mom has been complaining, I'm so thirsty, the food I eat, I don't feel like the taste. Because of the weather, it made me tired. You agree? Arena, if you are grandparents, they will tell you this, right? Same as Tianyu and Han Ling, agree now? Even no need to your parents already start to tell you, oh my goodness. No, it's just like me. 30 years ago, you asked me to run, exercise, I can feel, wow, so good. But now I do a bit of things. Limpe already, I want to dido already, I want to sleep already. I cannot tabule tahan already. Back to you. Wait, let me see, got any more. I think it's going to end soon. Yes. Good. A bit more. So, Arena, the road to resilience.
Huh? NOAAC grant in North Carolina partnered
It's pronounced as North Carolina.
Carolina partnered with state and local groups to evaluate strategies for coping with inland road flooding during tropical storms and hurricanes. Education connection. Teaching about climate change can be a daunting challenge, but it's a critical field for students to learn about, as it affects many parts of society. The essential principles of climate literacy, developed by NOAA and other federal partners, are standards that create a framework for teaching climate. The toolbox for teaching climate and energy explores a learning process to help students engage in climate action in their own communities or on a global scale. For more educator support, NOAA offers professional development opportunities, including the Planet Stewards program about climate and other topics.
So yeah, guys, if you are very interested to find out more about these climate changes, how to develop the opportunity to ensure that I can play a vital role to help my country, my communities, or even my neighbors that I'm staying around, by all means. Okay, to have it. Okay, so for a couple of minutes, guys, Han Ling and Tianyu, I will skip this one, okay? Han Ling and Tianyu. Hello, Tianyu.
Why
I'm
skipping?
going to skip this one because Gerald is not here.
All right.
Yeah, Gerald is not here. So by right, you're supposed to do paragraph 2. So you're supposed to create a mascot and an essay on this one, introductions, paragraph 1, paragraph 2. So I'll leave it next week for this. But meanwhile, I want the 3 of you to come up a short descriptions. You can type it out first, then you talk about it, maybe in 2 or 3 minutes. So you are a reporter for this one, huh? Okay, I'm going to the toilet first. So I mute first. So I give you a few minutes to write and type it somewhere. And then I will call your name and start telling me what you do. Right? Okay, which one you choose? Okay, let's start first. Tianyu, which one will you choose? A or B? Later that you
A.
A, so this one, huh? Okay. Han Ling, which one? A or B?
Didn't we already say this before? But I think I changed my mind. A.
A, yeah. Okay, Arena.
A.
Okay, wow, everyone do A. Okay.
Rachel, I know one thing. Let's say do I still have to introduce myself and stuff, or can I just skip straight to the script?
I leave it to you. I leave it to you. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Say hi. I'm Tian Yu. I'm reporting from BBC News. Today I'm going to talk about blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm back. Who want to start first?
Wait.
Let's talk about climate change and sustainability.
Wait, does it need to be very long or no?
Hey, can you you're not the first day to understand Uncle Raymond, right? It's a free and easy, okay? Don't worry. This is not school must exactly, unless I give you instruction, tell you only got 1 minute and only can read 100 words. Get me now? Free and easy. 不要 restrict yourself, boy, please. Okay, you say, even of course, if you want to say climate change is I choose A because it's sustainable, the government need to take care, that's all. Then you are asking for trouble lah. If you are doing that in a real exam, so the purpose of doing this practice is to give you a confidence to understand the topic, and within a few minutes you can come up immediately as a good introduction. Arina, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Are you ready? Who is ready?
Wait, I finish a bit.
Ling, you want to start first?
Sure.
Let's go.
You see, Cha, I didn't really write a script. I just outlined like 3 points I
Hey,
should
you have a
talk
top
about.
speaker in your school, huh?
Yeah.
You tell
let's
me
go.
you cannot, I tell you, I slap you, man.
I wasn't about to say I
Okay,
cannot,
let's go.
but so do you ever think the ways you are sustainable in your everyday life? Usually when we humans do things, we usually do things out of habit.
You move your
A
mouth
lot.
a bit closer.
Sorry.
Like that better.
Our everyday processes are not dictated by oh God, wait. Our everyday processes are not
Can we start
dictated
over
by
again?
our thought.
Can we start over
Okay. Do you ever think about the ways you're sustainable in your everyday life? In our everyday lives, our actions are more dictated by our habits and routines and not our thoughts. That being said, a lot of things that we do have become a habit in our lives and are very difficult to change. For example, taking plastic bags when you go to the supermarket, using disposable utensils when you eat at a restaurant, or order takeaway, and so much more. Because of these habits that not just you but everyone else around you has, being sustainable in your daily life, it gets increasingly difficult when you're not only influenced by your own habits but by others' habits as well. This has become a normalcy where everyone is doing the same thing. It's hard for one to change their habits and even consider the ways they can be more sustainable in their everyday lives.
Okay, so actually you're using the centerpiece here, sustainable. That means, are you able to bearable without using plastic or not? So it's viable that to see that if there's a
My one
changes.
was more towards social. Because like
but
you do something every day and then
because of this social responsibility, like social study, you kind of make the environment sustainable. At the same time, once you're sustainable, that means you're improving the economy because more people are healthier. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Arina, your turn. Thank you, Haling.
Okay, it's unfinished, so I'll just say whatever I write.
Yes, please.
There's been many news already talking about climate change. However, do we even know about the basis to fight climate change? Environmental, social, and economic are the main pillars to this situation. These three pillars stabilizes our Earth. If one pillar were to be neglected, there won't be sustainability. Thus, Earth fails. To have a more sustainable Earth, we have to ensure that it's bearable, valuable, and equitable. Yeah, that's all.
Very good. Seriously, I like your three pillars, but I would prefer one more pillar. You know what is another pillar, even though it's not here? You might say to do with government. Because all these social economic
government efforts.
Yes, the fourth pillar. Agree now?
Yes.
And then once on top of the table, because the table got four legs, on top of the table, the platform is where you present to the world. The world is like a platform. That means the fourth pillar is holding the table, which is the earth, like a round table. The round table represents the earth. Well said. I hope you can continue these sentences and then we can submit on Monday. That will be good. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's very good, no? Because you can use this in your own essay later on for your future use, maybe your debate or your conversation.
Actually, I already did this.
You done this before, right?
It's like I did a hall sharing that is similar to this.
Well done. So
like I just take it. Yeah.
I tell you, if the exam were to come out this year or next year about this, I think you should take this topic already. That means you should be enforcing. Can tell, even your school and Uncle Raymond's, you won't be surprised in future they're going to use this for essay. Okay, thank God you came in today. Okay, thank you so much, Arina. Well done. Okay, next, last but not least, Tian Yu, your turn.
Okay. Recently,
wait, where is Han Ling?
he probably went toilet or something.
Okay, let's go.
Recently, our Earth temperature has been on the rise. So, in order to help us humans understand how to stop. Actually, I never screen. So the World Health Organization.
No, cannot. You report like that.
No. Chen, you know why? Because I was just trying to add in more stuff, but I didn't really write it. So now I'm just gonna go on my what I wrote.
Start again. Okay, start again.
Not this one. Okay. Recently, our Earth temperature has been on the rise. So the World Health Organization have created a graph for us to follow. As you can see, each topic have two factors relating to each other, while one factor is within each topic. Environmental is bearable and visible. As we can see, the damage caused by humans, which is social. That's why bearable is within both social and environmental. Economic is something visible, as we can see with the rise of plastic bag. All these leads up to one main factor, which is sustainable. Yeah, that's it.
Not bad, huh? You can use this to connect into your story, into your arguments, into your presentation, into your persuasion, to tell people not to use plastic bag. Hey, where's Han Ling? Han Ling, are you there now? Where is he?
I feel like he actually went toilet. Like this.
I saw a leg over there. Is it his leg?
No, I don't think.
Yeah, there's a leg there.
Or maybe he's getting something or finding something. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for the three of you. Okay. Thanks, Arina. You see, so see from these three pictures itself, you can tell a story. You can form a story using like those words. You heard what Han Ling had said. Okay, but he did not use much of this part here and there, but there is something to be good for this one here. Hey, I'm calling you just now. Where were you?
I was away for a while trying to look for something, my bad.
Yeah, you missed. You missed from Tian Yu and Arina, no?
My bad, John, my bad. I had to go get something.
Then you have to watch the video already, yeah? Let's be fair to Arina used all the words here to form into her essay. And then Tian Yu also used all these here to form his speech. I would say Arina used this like more to essay, and Tian Yu used a few words here. If you look at my mouse, they form it here. Well done for that. Maybe Tian Yu, can you use it one more time for Han Ling?
Huh? Say the whole thing?
Wait.
Can you just copy and paste? Okay. So my whole speech again. Alright. So recently, our Earth temperature has been on the rise. So the World Health Organization have created a graph for us to follow. As you can see, each topic have two factors relating to each other, while one main factor is within each topic. Environmental is within both bearable and visible. As we can see, the damage caused by human, which is part of social. Wait. Economic is something visible, as we can see with the rise of the plastic bag. All these lead up to one main factor, sustainable. I don't know what's the meaning of equitable or that I can't really see. Equitable, but that's why I just use the other few that I know.
Okay, thank you so much. Very good. In fact, you speak the volumes of those things there, and it kind of makes sense that using all these what do you call fair and good. So what is means that I told you equitable means equal. Both are equally important. Fair and partial. That means if you want to have equal economy for the lower class, upper class, and middle class, and whatever class, a higher class. So the equitable means you must be fair and impartial. That means must be equal lah. You know it's equal now. Balance. You must balance it. Okay? Can you? Okay, right now, equitable means to balance it, to have both the rights, the fair, to be both fair, okay? Thank you so much, everyone. So I hope you have learned something today. Gerald, I hope to see you next week to complete your paragraph 2. Thank you, Arina, for coming in. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll see you next Thursday. Good night. Take care and enjoy your weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, good night.